It has been an absolutely wild week in AI. Seriously, we saw models that are learning from their own mistakes, creative tools that feel like they're straight out of the future, and a huge debate over our privacy is really taking center stage. Okay, let's just dive right into it, because the pace is just staggering. We're talking about AI that can actually teach itself. I mean, learning and getting better on the fly without a person having to step in all the time. We're talking about creative tools that feel like actual magic. You can edit an entire video just by changing one single frame, or even rewrite words you spoke in your own voice.
And the world's first ever $5 trillion company, all built on the back of this AI revolution. Let's break down what in the world just happened.
All right, so first up, to really get the impact of everything else, we have to look at how AI is fundamentally getting smarter. It's not just about building bigger and bigger models anymore. It's about making models that can actually learn from their own experience.
So the core idea here is something called reinforcement learning. And really, it's a lot like teaching a dog a new trick, right? You give it a treat when it does something right, and, well, not when it does it wrong. AI learns in a pretty similar way, but Microsoft just put that whole process on hyperdrive. So Microsoft's new framework is called Agent Lightning, and the way it works is just fascinating. See, in the past, if you wanted to improve an AI, you practically had to rebuild the whole system. But now, a client just watches the AI work. It collects data on what it gets right and what it gets wrong. Then a server uses that feedback to teach the model. The source material put it perfectly. It's like giving the AI a memory of its own mistakes and wins, so it can constantly train itself to be smarter, all without shutting anything down. And hey, this isn't just some theory on a whiteboard. Microsoft tested it. They had the AI turn plain English questions into database code, sift through 21 million Wikipedia articles for answers, and solve tricky math problems. And here's the crucial part. In every single one of those tests, the AI got noticeably better the more it worked. Best of all, they made it open source, so any developer out there can use it. So while Microsoft is making big AI learn faster, IBM is taking a completely different path. They're all about squeezing massive AI power into incredibly small packages, bringing it right to your devices. Okay, IBM's Granite Nano models are a huge deal. They're tiny enough to run directly on your phone or your laptop. No data centers, no cloud bills. But here's the kicker. They were trained on the exact same gigantic 15 trillion token dataset as IBM's biggest models. So you get all that brain power without any of the heavy machinery. They're even outperforming bigger, competing models in things like math and coding. This is how we get powerful, private AI right to the edge, right into our hands. So we've got AI getting smarter and getting smaller. But how does that actually show up in the tools that we use every single day? Well, this week gave us a pretty mind-blowing preview. Over at its Adobe Max conference, Adobe showed off a bunch of experimental tools that honestly just look like magic. With Project Motion Map, for instance, you can animate a still photo just by typing what you want to move. And even crazier, with Project Frame Forward, you can edit an entire video clip by making a single change to just one frame in Photoshop. The AI then just applies that same change to the rest of the clip, automatically. It's making ridiculously complex editing almost as easy as having a conversation.
Meanwhile, a much quieter but maybe equally important update came from YouTube. The platform has started using AI to make its entire library sharper for everyone. And this is a big deal for all of us, right? Any video that was uploaded in a resolution below 1080p will now be automatically upscaled by AI to HD, and pretty soon to 4K. And this is all happening because TVs are YouTube's fastest growing viewing platform. They're turning the service into a full-on interactive streaming hub, with better search, bingeable layouts for shows, and even QR codes that can link you directly to products you see in a video. Of course, with all this power, you get massive questions about safety, privacy, and bias. And this week, we saw two radically different ideas for how to build trust in this new age of AI. This quote from Telegram's founder, Pavel Durov, just perfectly captures what's at stake. He argues we've been giving up our digital freedom for years, and he's proposing a pretty radical solution. Right now, there are really two competing philosophies when it comes to your data and AI. With centralized AI, think Google or OpenAI, your data gets sent to their servers. But with Telegram's new Cocoon network, everything is processed on what's called a decentralized peer-to-peer network. So think of it like a web of individual computers all working together, instead of one giant company server. Your data is encrypted, and no one, not even the people whose computers are processing it, can actually see what it is.
And the way this works is fascinating. People with powerful GPUs can just plug into the network, process AI tasks for others, and get paid in a cryptocurrency called Toncoin. It's basically a peer-to-peer marketplace for computer power, a direct challenge to cloud giants like Amazon and Microsoft. And with Telegram planning to integrate it for its 1 billion users next year, decentralized AI could go mainstream, and fast.
Then, on the complete other side of the trust debate, you have Elon Musk's new project, Grokkopedia. So where Wikipedia relies on community consensus from human editors, Grokkopedia is betting on something it calls algorithmic objectivity. It uses an AI to write and maintain articles with the goal of minimizing human bias. It's a huge experiment, really. Can an algorithm be a better curator of knowledge than a community of humans? We're about to find out.
But all of these advancements, the learning, the tools, these huge debates over trust, they don't just happen in a vacuum. They are all being powered by an economic engine of a truly, truly staggering scale.
$5 trillion. That is the new market cap of NVIDIA, the company making the chips that power pretty much every major AI system on the planet. They are the first company in history to ever reach this valuation.
To put that number in perspective, NVIDIA, one company, is now worth more than the entire annual economic output of countries like Japan or India. The demand for their hardware is just astronomical.
And it's not slowing down, not at all. NVIDIA went from $4 trillion to $5 trillion in just 3 months. They're partnering with the US government on new supercomputers and just took new chip orders worth $500 billion. Their CEO, Jensen Huang, insists this isn't a bubble. He's arguing that as chatbots become real profit engines for companies, the demand for hardware is simply reflecting that new reality. Which brings us to our final thought. We've just seen AI take these massive leaps in its ability to learn on its own, to create in ways we never thought possible, and to generate economic value on a scale that just dwarfs entire nations. So the question we're left with is this. As AI gets better and better at mastering all of this, what is it that we, as humans, will choose to master next?